Yo, yo, what up, guys? It's Replica here. This is a bit of an odd, format here. You always used to seeing me in my room, but I do in fact touch grass. So I'm currently driving right now. You've already seen the title of this video. I'm on my way after work because I have my work clothes. I'm on my way to the theaters to watch the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie. So yeah, hopefully I'll make it. It's always traffic on the way home, but we'll just have to see. Alright, I'll see you guys when I arrive at the theaters. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. We are at AMC Theaters. So let's head on in. Hopefully we'll have a pochita bucket in there, but we'll see. Alright, let's go. Bro, I think I came here a little too early because look. There's no one here, bro. Bruh. The movie starts at like 6:40. I'm here, it's probably around like, it's 6:10 right now. And yeah, I'm 30 minutes too early, so yeah, I'm gonna get out here for real quick. And yeah, that theater was empty as hell, guys. So I came in here about 30 minutes early. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait out here. I already got my pochita bucket right here. It's a lot smaller than I thought, and I thought it was big enough to like put some popcorn in it, but yeah, it's pretty small. But yeah, I got me one of these. It's not so sharp after all, obviously not, but yeah, that's cool. And I think you can move the arms as well. Nope, you cannot move the arms. Okay, so there's a compartment here that you can open, but I don't want to open it right now. Yeah, I do have my popcorn bucket here, but again, I mean, bro, I'm 30 minutes early, bro. I didn't know, like, damn. But like, I did see in the ticket though, the movie does start at 6:40. And it said that the movie is immediately going to start. So it's not, usually they show some trailers and other cinematics and stuff like that before the movie starts, but no, 6:40 on the dot, that's when the movie will start. So yeah, I mean, I guess that I have that going for me. So as I speak now, I mean, it's probably like 6:15, so it's gonna be 25 minutes left until the movie starts. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill. I'll probably cut this video off here, and maybe I'll cut back again immediately right before the movie starts. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Two things. I did not in fact see you guys then. I didn't even make a video right before the movie actually started. And also, the movie didn't even start at 6:40. The movie started at 7:05. That was 25 minutes worth of ads, which is like, I don't know why, but my ticket literally said come on the dot because the movie is gonna start at 6:40. They're not gonna show any ads. Shows ads anyway. Like what? Anyway, yeah, I've obviously watched the movie, and I must say I'm going to not spoil any manga spoilers. So because I know there are some anime onlys that don't want to watch the read the manga because they want to watch it all animated. Same here. I'm on the same boat because I did watch the Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle movie. I actually made a review about it on the channel, but I didn't read the manga past Akaza's point. So I actually don't even know what's gonna happen after the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie. So I'm completely new. When everything that I see on screen in the movie for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle 2, I'm gonna go in completely blind. I have no idea what's gonna happen. So yeah, anyway, completely off track, but yeah, I watched the movie and I must say it was great. So before we get started with this thoughts and review, I mean, when I say review, I'm not gonna be talking like one of those typical YouTubers that give like an in-depth analysis on like sound and animation and all the politics about it. I'm just some average Joe Smo. I'm just a random dude talking about my passions on the internet. So don't expect any in-depth analysis on it. I'm just talking about my own perspective on the matter. So before we go into the movie, let's go all the way back to well, today as I'm recording this, it is the 24th of October 2025, right? I watched the movie literally a little over 24 hours now. So yesterday, October 23rd, 2025, I watched it during the premiere at 7:05. Let's rewind a month back, right? So that would be September 24th, 2025. When I was driving home one day from work, obviously, like I always do every Monday to Friday, I was like, I already knew the Reze movie was gonna come out a month from then, and I was like, maybe I should read the manga before I watch it. Because I've always been curious about the manga, and I've always been curious about part 2, the one with Asa in it, right? And the War Devil and all that. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Because the one thought in my mind was, I've seen a lot of manga panels of part 2 and beyond there, and I've barely seen anything portraying Reze. So a thought in my mind was like, Reze doesn't appear much in the later chapters, and I didn't read the manga yet, so I was like, why doesn't she appear in the latest manga chapters? I thought she was going to be a stay-in from that point on. Does Reze die? And I guessed right, but before I did that, while I was still on the way home, I searched up how long the manga, how long the Reze arc was. It was 12 chapters in total. So then that night on September 24th, I read the Reze manga on my phone. See, this is my phone. I read it on my phone. All chapters from the first chapter to the last chapter. I don't know what exact manga chapters there were, but yeah, the first chapter to the 12th chapter, and I love that. I loved the arc. It was really great because it showed, looking back, it showed how genuine, I can't say much, but it was a very genuine moment with Denji that he hadn't had with literally anyone else in the entire series up to that point. So yeah, because you know how Denji was an orphan, he didn't have much of the mundane life, he lived in extreme poverty. Yeah, he really needed that, and Reze was right. It's not normal that he doesn't have a normal childhood, going to school, going to high school, doing exams. What a wonderful experience that would be, you know? And yeah, I really enjoyed reading it on my phone. So good that the next morning, on I think it was Friday or Thursday, the next morning, I ordered the manga chapters that go over the entire Reze arc. Volumes 5 and 6. And then the upcoming Saturday, they arrived. Volume 6 and 5. And I read them all. I read only the Reze arc of part 5 and then the entirety of 6. I binged it all in one day. It didn't take me that long. It took me like 40 minutes, less than an hour, to binge it again physically. And yeah, I've read it twice. Once on digitally and one on physically. And I do plan on buying the rest of the Chainsaw Man mangas, because it's a masterpiece. Well, I can't say it's a masterpiece for part 2, but for part 1, it is a fucking masterpiece. Tatsuki Fujimoto, he's a genius. Genius in writing, because it's not the typical shonen at all, you know? Because Denji is very far from the typical shonen where he has to work himself up, he has to go work himself towards a goal. Denji, he didn't have a childhood. His childhood is broken, and I'm not gonna say any spoilers, but everything goes down once he opens the door, you know. So speaking of opening the door, we're now in the movie. So the movie starts. I'm not gonna give a summary of the whole movie. I'm just gonna rapid fire the bullet points that happened. So when I went to do the movies, first of all, I was like, I already showed this at the beginning of the video, but bro, the theater was empty. I guess 30 minutes was way too early. But anyway, The movie starts with Denji dreaming about the door. He sees powers, overgrown horns. Makima takes care of power. Denji goes on a date with Makima. Denji meets Reze. He goes to the coffee shop. He meets with Reze. He talks to her. He starts to get to love her. He starts going out with her. They go into school. Reze kills the serial killer. They go into the festival. Reze proposes to Denji that they run away from Japan, and mainly Makima. And then when Denji refused her, that's when the action starts. And the action doesn't stop until the end, brother. Like, it doesn't stop at all. It just keeps going and going and going, and it's insane. So yeah, that, and then at the end, Reze leaves Denji alone because she failed. Denji proposes that they run away together. He takes her up on Rize's offer. Yeah, and then that happened. I didn't cry, but I felt my eyes getting watery. Because to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people, that moment right there was the end, truly the end of Denji's one and only opportunity at a chance of a normal life, of a true happy ending of the series. But Fujimoto was like, nope. We're just gonna snuff that hope out. And we're gonna keep this pain train going. And I'm like, oh no. But yeah. If you couldn't tell, Reze is definitely my favorite character in the entire series for sure. When I asked my brother, and speaking of which, I am going tomorrow as of recording this video. Today is the 24th of October. Tomorrow is the 25th. I'll be watching it with him because I just wanted to watch the premiere on just so I can get the bucket. Honestly, if I could have just gotten the bucket and just went home and then experienced it for the first time with my bro. But he said, you might as well just watch the movie because you're already there. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching it again. The first time I watched it in the premiere yesterday was in IMAX. Tomorrow I'm just gonna watch it in a normal mode. I mean, it should be fine, right? But yeah, if I were to go over everything, okay, so there's animation, music, story, voice acting. Let's just gun them all down, okay, and characters. So I'll go over the last one that's the most important, which is at last. So first, characters. It's just mainly Denji and Rize's love story. I mean, and that leads up to the story. So the story, perfect. Everything from the first chapter to the 12th chapter of these volumes, like, yeah, absolutely perfect in reading them, and seeing them all animated on the big screen was perfect for me, bro. I was off work. I mean, I was fresh off work working that day, but I still had to see this movie at the premiere. So it was that worth it. And honestly, I don't regret a thing, bro. It was great. So that is characters and story. The two most important things that stood out to me will go over animation. So I've heard a lot of people talking about the animation of season 1. Season 1's animation was more so realistic, right? And people are saying we don't want more realism. I mean, people always have a fixation on realism. We want something that's more actual anime. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a style choice it's a style choice done on purpose. It's not experimental, I don't believe. And even if it was done on purpose. So I don't see why being experimental or being realistic is a bad thing. And I'm not saying that I don't like the animation of the movie either. I'm getting it mixed up. There's two different types: animation and art style. Okay, so animation wise, everything's fine. Now art style, that's between the more anime-ish, like that's in the movie, and the realism that was the anime, right? I actually liked both. If I had a preference, I would pick the more realistic side of things. But that's just me. In the pool scene looked a lot more realistic at some places. And I noticed it was because of like the more close-up look in the faces. But yeah, I really like the more realistic part of the anime, but that's just me. That doesn't mean that I like the movie less. I enjoyed the movie a lot. So yeah, that's in terms of the animation. Animation is really good, but you have to admit, so in terms of oh nah, that's a typhoon devil coming up on me. Save me, man. Anyway, as I was saying, there is an issue that I had when I was watching the movie, and I'm sure those with keen eyes notice it as well. Whenever that the scene where Reze pretended she was being chased by somebody, when Denji already had his tongue bit off, and Beam carried Denji to Aki, there was a lot of close-up shots, and they didn't show the entire body, right? They showed a lot of close-up shots. They showed like when the guy was doing Cone, right? One of the dudes from the division was using Cone. It only showed that part of him. It doesn't show the entire body. And then there was a lot of cuts as well. Like, I didn't like that at all. Me personally, I didn't like that. But that's just me. In terms of animation quality, you have to admit it has gone down somewhat during that moment. But but don't get me wrong, but as the fight goes on, the animation quality continues going up and up and up. I do admit that, and it's really good, but I didn't like the parts where there was like too many cuts, but that's just me. Overall, the ambience of the entire movie, like the animation, like how they animated Angel, Aki, the scenes with Reze and Denji in the coffee shop, like everything about that, it's perfect. Like, there are moments where there's no music as well, and it's just them talking. It's perfect. And I really like that analogy of the country mouse and city mouse. Me personally, I'm sure a lot of other people are country mouses as well. But yeah, country mouse stands for life. I don't know why I'm doing this gang sign, but yeah, that's animation. That's the animation side of things. Now, the last thing that I want to go over, and that's the most important one, the music. Now, I didn't expect to love the music so much in this movie, bro. The music was so perfect. The OST in the pool, oh, that soundtrack was so beautiful, dude. I can't wait to see that scene again. Like, overall, the music and the vibes, it reminds me of what's that movie called again? Silent Voice. It's Silent Voice. It's more like ambient and more in the background rather than like an OST that fits this, that's trying to like be in the background for the sake of being background, if you know what I mean. But this background music, it serves a deep purpose in how serene and how ambient it was and how real it is. And speaking of how real it is, the voice acting, it's very real as well, like how they enunciate the words and how they communicate. Obviously, I don't know how Japanese people speak, but it felt real to me, like a normal conversation. I mean, I guess Denji is more unrealistic, but you know what I mean, right? I like, Aki is real, Power is unrealistic, but she is a devil. But Power is barely in this movie anyway. But the biggest example of it all is obviously Reze. Overall, if I were to give this movie a rating out of 10, I'm gonna sound really biased here, guys, but I give it a fucking 10 out of 10. It was that good to me. It was perfect.
Perfect.
Everything down to the last detail. It was perfect. Call me Homelander, but yeah, it was perfect reading it in the manga. It was perfect watching it in the anime. I loved it a lot, and I'm gonna see it again tomorrow as well. I'm not sure when I'm going to be posting this. I'll probably post this tonight as well, and because I have a stream coming up. But anyway, yeah. That will be my review and my thoughts for Chainsaw Man. I really loved the entire movie all the way through. And last thoughts before we end this video. I'm sure everybody's making the comparisons around. How does this movie compare to the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie? Well, let me tell you my thoughts. So, we're gonna compare animation, characters, story, music. Think that's it, right? Animation, yeah. Animation, music, characters, story. Just those four. So in terms of story, in terms of story, Chainsaw Man has Demon Slayer beat. Akaza's backstory was sad and all, don't get me wrong, but this Chainsaw Man arc it was a whole ass arc. It was a perfect movie from beginning to end. The story of the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie, you can't lie, man. Good as it was just a bunch of fights strung up into a compilation in a single movie. That doesn't by any means make it bad. I'm just saying, that's not how you tell a proper story. A proper story goes from beginning to leading up to a climax and then to the end. Sure, there was climax and ends in the Demon Slayer movie, but there was multiple of them. You had to go over multiple characters at once, and that could have just been an episodic series. Again, that doesn't make the Infinity Castle bad, though. I'm just saying in terms of a story, definitely Chainsaw Man has it beat. I'm sorry, that's just me. Now characters, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give this to Chainsaw Man again. Bro, the characters of Denji and Reze, they were perfect. They were honestly perfect, bro. And if you know what happens in the manga, it just doesn't get better, man. It doesn't get better. If you know, you know, but just know that. And while this movie can be a standalone from the manga, it shows just how things remain as they are in the world of Chainsaw Man. I cannot explain that any further, but the ending scene of Makima killing Reze couldn't make that more obvious. That's all I'm gonna say. Peak story. And once you see Angel, and you see Makima explained it too. Angel's past. Like once you there's so many plot twists and reveals that are hinted at in the movie that us manga readers know that you anime only watchers don't, and it drives us insane. For the love of God, if you're curious has gotten the best of you, read the mangas. I'm already caught up in by the time I make this video, chapter 217 is already out, where it reveals you know what I mean. It reveals that in chapter 217. So yeah, in terms of characters, 100% it goes to Chainsaw Man, the Chainsaw Man movie. Now we're down to the last two, music and animation. So we'll go to animation first. In terms of animation, you've already heard my complaints about the Chainsaw Man's animation. Good as it was still not up to par with the first one, in my opinion. Like in terms of the realism, I actually like the realistic part. I wanted that to be a staple of the Chainsaw Man series, but that's not to say I don't like the current art style of the movie. It was perfect. I loved it all the way through. And the battle scenes in the final battle scenes of the movie, it works. So I'm not taking that away from it, but yeah, I prefer the more realistic side of things, because I really liked that one scene with Aki just doing his morning routine and then just, tying up his knot, reading the newspaper while drinking coffee in the morning, or Himeno getting on top of Denji that one night. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I really like the animation of that. It was really good, but that's just me. But overall, you gotta admit, the Demon Slayer movie was a work of art. And I'm not taking that away from it. So yeah, the Demon Slayer movie is 100% winning on the animation department. So that leaves us down to the music. Still Chainsaw Man. I already told you about how much I liked In the Pool, the OST In the Pool. And there's also a bunch of OSTs as well, like with Reze walking up to the cafe at the beginning, and then how she walks into the cafe at the end, the music of that, and how the ending song of her meeting her demise of under Makima, and also In the Pool, and them walking, Denji and Reze walking in the halls and holding their hands, and them talking in the school. Like, it's perfect, bro. It's perfect. So Chainsaw Man wins in the character department, story, and music. Demon Slayer only wins in the animation. But again, this is all my opinion. Chainsaw Man is a 10 out of 10. It's better than the Demon Slayer movie. But again, that's just me. Now obviously, Chainsaw Man is not that very popular across worldwide compared to Demon Slayer. Obviously, because Demon Slayer is catered to pretty much everyone, but Chainsaw Man is very catered to a very mature audience, indeed. So, yeah, in the theaters there was a bunch of adults there as well, and their friends too, like a bunch of people in their like 20s or maybe. God forbid I see a freaking parent with their kid. That would be fucking messed up. I better not see a single kid tomorrow when I watch the movie. Because if I do, man, parents of this generation, bro, I can't. But anyway, yeah, Demon Slayer is better than the Chainsaw Man movie is better than the Demon Slayer movie. My opinion, 10 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, do watch it. And if you haven't read the manga, and if your curiosity has gotten the beta review, let it. Because I promise you right now, it is a masterpiece. And once you catch up, you will probably be with me when I say Chainsaw Man is the best manga you've ever read. But that's just me. In terms of fiction, maybe even, because before Mushoku Tensei, you've already seen me glaze Mushoku Tensei in those videos before. Yeah, it's a really good light novel, but Chainsaw Man is on a whole other level. But that's just me. But anyway, that's just gonna be it for the video, guys. That's my thoughts on the Chainsaw Man movie. Please do watch it, because it is absolutely worth investing your time into. I'm gonna see the movie tomorrow. I'm gonna enjoy it. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be posting this tonight. We'll just have to see. But anyway, I'll be doing my own thing. I'll catch you guys whenever I stream. So yeah, I'm also working on a couple of offline playthrough videos at the moment, so you guys will be seeing that not soon, but I am working on them behind the scenes. If you want to see more videos from me, whether it be gaming or reviews of movies like this, then please do like and subscribe, but only if I've earned it, okay? And yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace. I should really make an anime channel, shouldn't I?